Okay, how you guys doing out there? I'm working on a yellow rose. I've started it already, as you can see, and I'm going to just do a small part of the rose just to give you an idea of what I've been doing. All right, so there's the reference picture, which has got some beautiful things going on in it. It's going to be a very time-consuming project when it comes to the detailing, but the overall, just laying in the colors, I thought I'd start with that and give you guys a peek at this. All right, so I see coming off of here in the reference picture, I see a yellow glow that's more saturated. So I have in my airbrush transparent yellow. Pretty much there might be a touch of violet in it, but maybe not. I'm not sure. That's the other mixture. Anyway, let me just put a little right here and above there. So I need to have a freehand shield. This has got Frisket all around it, but there's some parts that you just can bring the shield back like that. And just spray that glow off that shield a little bit onto the new petal. Like that. And right here, make sure that I see a little burr from like a cut that wasn't that fantastic. You got to keep changing those blades a lot, you know. So I'll just push that back out of the way. As long as my edge is nice, that's all I care about. All right. Go in here and just add a little more glow right there. Just a smidge. This area over here is going to have that yellow glow more too. There's going to be some water droplets in there. That will be later. And right here, a little more, just a little more bright yellow where the sunlight is probably hitting it the hardest. Okay, now I'm going to just get that out of my gun. Let's see. Createx paints. Transparents, and of course any mixture that I have, which I'm going to be using right now, has white in it, and it's now opaque. You know, it's got the white in it because it's a lighter yellow. It's a very pale yellow, a little bit of the opposite color. When I do that, thinking yellow is the brightest color on the color wheel, and then you've got the lightest color, I should say, then violet being the darkest. They're at the other ends of the spectrum. So to put a drop of violet with, say, acrylic paint on a brush and mix it into some color, that's a different story. You're in control of smidgens. So that's how I'm treating this. I have a little palette here. There's my violet. If I put a drop of violet into this solo cup, okay, it'll wipe out that color and make it brown. So what I use is a little paintbrush right here, and I dip into here from just the tip of the thing, and then I can put it into the color cup, the solo cup, and continue, you know, and visually mix it to create what I want. All right, so now I got to make sure that that super bright yellow is not in this airbrush. Now I'm going to just spray a little bit of this color onto the whole petal, leaving the white of the clay board right there. That's what I'm using, clay board, to be, you know, my white of the painting. So we just got that. And the water droplets need the color under it. If you look at the water droplets here, they need the color to be under it. So you just spray right over the little drawing of the water droplet right there, and then just a little heavier on the outside here. And that's pretty good because the browns are going to come in. At this point, I could take the aggressive eraser and come in, maybe one that's got a little better point on it, and just come in and separate this again right about, let's see, I think it's right about here. It's very subtle, so you're not going to see a great contrast, but it's there. It's there. And the aggressive eraser is good at doing that. There we go. Okay, so it's separated, and I'll zoom in on that so you can kind of see what I just erased right here. Okay, now I'll zoom out. All right, so I am going to put a little whisper of this color on the white area, just a little. Just so if I want to erase it out, I can erase it out later, and that has to do with the clapboard, which I've said in my other videos. It seems to want to dry a little bit longer than, say, synthetic paper or something. That's all right, though. I'm just doing the edge right now because this is misted on, and now this is all frisket here, so I can clean up around it. Let's see. Now I want to go after putting a little bit of color. This lighter color that's on this rose, it definitely is in different places that while you have the mixture, you can put it in. This darker mixture is, you know, the different colors, the orangey yellow and then the browner yellow. So I want to put it there. And really and truly, that starts getting darker, but I probably could still put it in a little bit and then darken by misting over the top with maybe this browner color. So I'm going to open up this section right here. Right here. It's already been cut. The frisket has been cut before. Okay, so I'm just going to go probably about to there, right to the point where, let me find that point. It seems to be right around there where that shadow line comes in. Now that pencil line there should get buried. I tried to erase it, and it was giving me a lot of trouble. I got to put a little more mixture together. So I like to have my mixtures ready, but I've got a little bit of white to add to it and see what goes on here. I don't want to make it too light, so I'm going to add one more drop of yellow. The same mixture you just saw. Whoops, I used 2 drops of yellow. That's too bright. All right, so like I said, that's where I would take my violet, because what I have right now is just too yellowy. And being that I need more paint for other areas, I'm going to put more white in it. So that looks pretty good, and it already has the gray in it. So I probably could go with that, but just so you could see how I would do this, I'm going to take the violet, which is the illustration colors, you know, transparent. I'm just going to put a new droplet out. I'll just put it right on top of that one because it dried up a little bit. There, it's just sitting there. And that's good because if I poured that whole one in, you're going to have brown. So now I'm going to take that paintbrush. It's got a little yellow on it. It doesn't matter. I'm just going to take it, see what goes, see that brown there you get? That's not what I want. But I do want that little bit of color to go in here so I can gray it more. And now I can control it, go back into the violet and put it in. It's far from a droplet. It's graying it. It's making it the color I want it to be. So right now I will put 1 drop of 4012 in here. 1. Oh, 2 came out. Who cares? You say 1 drop with a lot of these colors, and they sometimes just do what they want to do. Now I'm going to kind of put my air pressure up to the side and just blow out some of that and put in a nice amount of color now. So my pencil line here, and I have no clue. I cannot erase that with an eraser. So let me show you that. I cannot get that off. Unless I get the stronger grit sandpaper, I had like 1,000. It wasn't even touching it. You know what I mean? And The 1000 did remove a groove up here from cutting too deep. Having said that, it wasn't it wasn't erasing that. But this is that other color, the same color, but the lighter area of the rose. Okay, so you can't see that because it's zoomed in. I'll hold it over for a minute. It's right in here. It comes from this area. Okay, so I'm just going to put that in. Hopefully my opaque mixture will cover that. It usually does. Second coatings and third coatings. Air dry it. It's starting to disappear now. Can't do that with transparent. Transparent will constantly show the pencil lines. They're disappearing. And then they'll just fade into the rest of the picture. The thing that I notice here, and it probably is darker, this yellow is a little darker because of the violet I put in it. So that'll probably be all right because it's more in the shadow area. Air dry that. Come up along that, leave. And it really isn't back there too much, so I can just kind of, and those, they are veins that are in the picture, so I can still use them. I'm going to go one more time over here and see if I can hide those lines. There we go. Okay, so the airbrush had a bit of a clog in it, just a little particle in there, because I'm looking at it and it's not changing, it's not changing. And then I was like, wait, you know, here we go, right in front of your eyes. It's spraying in nice. And I can come in here and put a little more color there. Whisper a little color on that, leaving the light. Okay, so I'm too zoomed in, so let me unzoom a little. Okay, so I just whispered a little more over that area right there to just tie in that color more to it. And then the separation of this, again, it got overspray on it. I'm just going to put that there. Nice little white section, which, again, yellow against yellow, it's hard to see. Come back in here. This later on is going to really be nice because that's when you can start erasing out. I can push a little bit out right now. I'm just going down with the, so I'm using the white of the board for my white, the white area, the light area on the flower. Let me just show you the picture again. Okay, so this white area is the white of my board. Instead of putting a white paint on there and having color shifts and all that, that's a nice way to work. That's how I like to work. If I can, if there's a brighter area, then I'll do that as I have to do it. You know what I mean? I just got some gunk right in here and just lifting it out with the X-acto blade, and you know, just it's pretty resilient when this dries. It's not so resilient in the early stage. So I see a little brown, which will be the same brown for the water droplet later. I'm going to be just putting a little more. Some of the paints sit on the side. You have them mixed, and you have to kind of, you know, I'm talking right now during work time, not talking overnight or something. They start to just need a little more liquid sometime, water or whatever, you know, 40-12. And now turn the air pressure down, and I want to whisper in here. Okay, maybe I'll do it from around there, just so you can see it better. Okay, whoops. Okay, so I'm just going to whisper. Here's Frisket. I'm going to come off that and work my way up in here, just like that. Stop, look at it, make my determination of what I'm going to do in stages, like a little bit. In my vision right here, as opposed to me looking through my lens, that's pretty good for now. That's pretty dark. I don't know how it's looking on your guys' end, but I have to be careful about what I do there. So let's see. If I want to protect this area, I can come up in here and I'm going to put a little bit of shadow in here, just a little bit, like that. And then it does kind of hit in here a little, just when I erase, you'll see a little bit of that later. Starts giving it a tone that, like, it's too zoomed in, so hold on a second. Going the wrong way. Okay, so there's the overall picture. And where else does this live? This comes out this way a little more. I'm going to freehand it. That's about it. And then there's a nice crease in here, but that's under the frisket. This has its yellow waiting, the lighter yellow waiting for the next mixture to go on. And yeah, so what's going to happen with the water droplet, and I'm going to do that separate, not on here, because I'm going to put this off to the side. So there's my water droplet. I'll leave that here. Leave that here for you. The reason why I'm going to do it bigger than the actual size is for the sake of me working on a video with my cell phone only a few inches away from the surface. And I was making a video earlier and I had a little problem. I had to stop and redo this a little bit. So I thought, let me do the, just now I'm thinking, let me do the water droplet sample bigger. Okay, because it's easier on my eyes. Okay, so I'm getting a scrap piece. Hopefully this will be good enough. I don't want to waste anything for a sample. All right, next I'm getting a piece of frisket. Okay, this is something I don't have to worry about as far as, you know, drawing it in or anything. I can draw it right in front of your eyes and just pull a piece of frisket off here and do a larger than life one so that you guys can really see what I was doing. And then when I do the real one, I'm gonna have to be very careful because it is so tiny that I actually put the shadow, which you're gonna see on a larger version. So let's just, let's draw on top of, first of all, we want to spray the color. I'm going to spray the color. So this is how to do a water droplet. And even if I didn't go too far on that first video and make it too wide or whatever, it was so small, even zoomed in, I was thinking, boy, that is so tiny. It didn't really seem like it was something that you could see as well anyway. So this is a piece of clapboard. And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to take, as soon as I see the right color, yeah, right here, a little more white in it. Original white, yellow, sorry. Okay, so the color behind the water droplet is yellow, right? So I want to have the yellow down, just like that. And I will keep it kind of in the light family because I want to erase. That's probably good. That's good. Okay, air dry that. Okay, so now I have a couple choices, and I know if I use the frisket on, here and I draw on top of the frisket, and the pencil is all right to, you know, to do that with, that's fine. But if I use my blue Stabilo pencil, that blue can end up going on to the green. So I want to see how the pencil behaves on the film. Give me 1 second. I cut the piece out and I put it down here. There it is. Okay, so now I'm going to put the frisket onto the yellow because the yellow is already in the picture, right? It's already, that's just a little particle. I'll do it right in here. I just want to see how my number 2 school pencil will behave drawing right on the frisket. Okay, so we've got a large one. Let's do, yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, I see it, you know. I'm going to make it a little larger than that. So let me get a pencil that, maybe this one will show up better. All right, so this is moving around on me. Sorry, guys. All right, so we want to come off here. Nope, that one's not showing up at all. So I need a better point. This one was, you know how you go like this to a piece of paper? Well, it was kind of sharp on one side. So let's just go with here. Nope. I'm going to take my chances with my grease pencil because I know my grease pencil will do it. But here's a B. Let me try the B. There we go. This is not a Stabilo pencil. This is just okay. Just a guide. Make sure I got a good point here. I will cut this sitting on my lap so I can see it. By having the light on the things on my leg right now, and when I cut out film, I cut it out with lighting over my shoulder. My eyesight, you know, I have to do that. Okay. So now we have, hopefully I cut it good. So now we have the cut out droplet. Okay, I have to get in here. Let me just make sure I got it connected. Bear with me here. In this case, I'm not going to be too worried about, I'm recutting it. Maybe I had a dull blade, I don't know. I'm not concerned about cutting too deep into the board because we're doing a quick demo here, and I need this to lift out and behave itself. Okay, so what I'm going to do at this point now, instead of removing that, because the illusion is all around it, you know, the actual shadow is outside of that. So we protect the water droplet like that. Put this off to the side. Okay. And I'm going to take my brown mixture. There we go. Okay. Part of the problem on the first go-around was air pressure. All right, so find out where I am by just kind of starting there. Hopefully I'm dark enough. And let me just carefully just walk it to the edge and keep it so much easier than the big one. The little one. I'm sorry. Okay. Here it might be a little darker. Let's just changes thickness and stuff. It's very dark down here, so I'm just going to second coat it, third coat it, and then it just tails off right around here. Tip dry, air pressure, just a little bit more. Okay, let's see what we got here. Okay, so now we have the outer shadow, and then we have some erasing to do, which let's see, I'm going to try, as far as eraser, I'm going to try, I know the Tombow won't work, but I can try. No, it's not moving the paint. So I'm going to try next a soft eraser, but I got to see what I have here. All right, let me clean it up on the, I'm going to clean it on the copy paper. And see if I can, I really wish that was another shape, but for now, all right, let me try the aggressive eraser just to get this going. I'll do like circular marks here and see if we can get something started. Just stay real low to the belly because the light is along the inside. I'm going to zoom in here a little more and put that right there. Okay, so water droplet, the shadow around it is what's creating. I'll use circular motions to take this out. I'm going to go right up to the tip. It's kind of a teardrop shape. Come back at it here. Knock that off there. Oh, that's a piece of frisket. Okay, get that off there. Get that little garbage that just jumped on there. Okay, so now I'm going to get really bright in this area, pressing lighter as I go out, and then just staying inside the shape. So you've got that, and then you could take, I guess because I'm just going to end with this part, so I'll take an orangey, I'll put the orange into this color, because it's in there. Now I am putting a drop in, because I want, I really didn't want that. I put way too much orange in. So I should have done what I said to do originally, but let's just see. Okay, yeah, there's a little more orange and a touch of the brown. So what I've got is the orangey mix and the brown mix. And I'm going to just put a little bit of that brown into that orange mix, yellow-orange. So I have a little more, something even browner. So I'll just put more in. Okay. And go from there, see what we got. Actually, I'm going to mist a little bit of the brown that's in the gun as a base right here. All right, so I'm going to just freehand it in because it's a large shape. And I'm going to capture some of the inside right there. Okay, and then that yellowy color. So if it's on the petal and the petals, it's a clear water droplet, it's going to show the color through it. So you don't want to leave the little teardrop shape on, spray your yellow on, and then pop that out later and have pure white. That's not going to help you because you got to just kind of have that color already under there as if it's just painted all the way through like I did. All right, so let's just take this color and see if I can enhance the inside color. All right. Or I'm going to try to enhance the brown area. I might have got a little too far with the brown, but it's a quick demo. Okay. There's a little more color there and a little more color in there like that. So it's starting to, yeah, that looks good. That white can stay there. The shadow coming up off of, I'm going to just put a shadow on the yellow right here if I can, just to separate and make it look a little shaped. Okay, so there's a shadow there and a shadow there. And I'm going to go right in here, very close to the edge, and just deepen it a little more. There. Now the shadow on the outside could be made a little stronger, but you can see how I went about it. And then you can go back in and start popping out the super highlights. It's really just here. And then I would erase with like circular, kind of like real light pressure so I don't go too far getting that. And sometimes there's a nice little entrance of light, which this one doesn't have, but for the sake of the video, the sample, I'm going to put it here. So sometimes there's a little tiny entrance, right? Like this, and make it a little wider, a little more teardrop shape. So that's where it will like come in and light up this side of the actual water droplet, and then you'll have that droplet, which is right here. And I could do one more thing to enhance it just for the video. Get that color out of there. Okay, I'm just going to add a little more orangey color on top of that. Just right there, just to make it a little prettier. All right. So, yeah, it's just, just playing around with that. And you've got a shadow on the outside. It's a quick little demo. Still got Frisket there. Okay. And it kind of melts into the board. And like I said, the highlights are right here. And they can even be tinted back over, but I'll exaggerate this one just so it's stronger. Bring it right back to there. And you've got something like that. So, this would be a little darker, but I think that's giving you the point of what I'm trying to do here. So instead of doing the water droplet on the painting, very small, I'm going to, and I'm going to have to be very, very careful. I'm working with one eye. I've told everybody that. So I've noticed as I got older, when I say one eye is legally blind. And so it's hard. It's hard because my good eye gets tired, and my good eye isn't that great anymore. It has all kinds of problems. So that's my scene, pushing towards the 70 mark, I think I'm 69, no, 68. I don't even know my age. All right. So, I think that not everybody has bad eyesight or problems. Some do, even older, right? So, but I'm saying that for a reason, because I have to wrestle with those problems, which if you have really excellent eyesight, God bless you and go for it, because I did at one time, and just enjoy that. Me, I have to do what I have to do. So some things I can't do the same anymore. Enough said on that. You get the idea. Everybody has other problems too, I'm just glad I can still do this a little bit. A lot. I'm really glad I can do it. So there's what I've got for now. There's my rose. There's going to be wonderful greenery in there later. Once the green hits there, and these will start to pop out. Once the fiery deep orange, not orange, but glowing orange, which is beautiful in there. Looks like it's just lit up, Color against color will make this all come to be. And I decided to do this, started it on my Facebook channel. I'm going back and forth so you guys can see, because it's really the same thing that I did on the Facebook channel. So this way you guys can see, and I'll bring it back, maybe when I get to the leaves and stuff. And then in the meantime, you got to see the water droplet. The shapes can change. It can be a circle, it can be an oval, it can be this, whatever is in the real picture. And then the color behind it is the color behind it, okay? All right, guys, I hope you got something out of this, and I will see you on the next video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you can be told, you know, reminded that a new video has been uploaded. I'm trying to do more and more closer together. This is probably a week apart from the robin, the cardinal painting, maybe a little more, and so on. And then the one before that was, what was it? You go look at my YouTube channel, because I can't remember. Anyway, I'll see you on the next video, and I will be bringing different things up to the channel, you know, to give you, like I said, a lot of this is rinse and repeat. So when I get in here, maybe we'll do a little bit more of that. It'll start to come together. Remember, this painting has no background. It's white. So it'll start to come together very quickly once the shadow colors of the middle yellow rose is there. And then I can present this to my wife for Valentine's Day, hopefully in time. If not, she's still getting the painting. So take care. God bless you guys, and I'll see you on the next video.